Welcome to the bracket episode 125. Today we are debating a very interesting topic someone submitted. I've been going through like the annals of our submissions, like the really old submissions, and one I found was the best job that you could do for a week without any qualifications or experience. So by best, we're saying like best, maybe easiest too. I'm not sure. We could kind of flesh that out. When you guys picked your best...
I thought easiest.
I thought best was highest paid.
I thought best was just like kind of like the funnest, I guess. And funnest would also kind of entail easiest in ways. Because like you don't want to do an incredibly difficult, high-paying job. You know what I mean?
I strictly submitted a list of like easy jobs I think I could do for a week without experience.
I think like easiest is kind of like the...
Easy and I thought best meant like easiest that made the most money.
How about most fun?
Like laziest.
Yeah.
All right, that changes my
That
submission.
changes my submissions drastically.
Want to say easiest?
What did you guys submit?
Nothing. I didn't quite get it. I
thought it was like easiest
nothing.
jobs you could do
Like
without qualification.
no
Right.
experience.
First of all, I feel bad calling any job easy because of what
Correct.
we do.
This is
But that's what makes
a
this...
very difficult job, Nick.
Is this the only job you've ever
No,
had,
I worked at
Tommy?
a 7-Eleven.
Oh, that's right. How could you forget?
Whoa.
Oh, didn't you start on free Slurpee
It was
day?
it was early in there, yeah.
Wow.
One of the worst days of my life. I've lived a very easy life.
How did you get that job? You don't have the credentials for that.
Well,
Wait,
That's
Miresh,
stolen valor. This
You're
fucking
falling
is
down my
stolen
rabbit
I've
valor.
talked about this before. My town literally
Wait a
it
minute.
was a whiteface
You have
job.
to
Like
have
my
a
town is maybe
council with the tribesmen in your area.
Long Island town, a little bit racist. They wanted to hire me and my friends to be like the faces of this 7-Eleven. To be like, look, we can hire young white men like to be the faces of 7-Eleven.
You were the first 7-Eleven diversity hire of all
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
you're a DEI hire. Holy shit.
Yeah.
As you can see, Miresh joining in for the first time ever on the bracket. Very excited to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, fellas.
Of course,
Miresh hasn't been on the bracket
we've
before?
mentioned him many times.
Yeah.
I think like the people's first taste of Miresh, the people's first very spicy taste of Miresh would be when his face was just on best M thing.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
right?
It was the wildest day. I was in like an hour and a half long meeting, and I had like 4 missed calls from Nick, assuming he was asking if he could post that picture of me. And then it went up on the main page, and like I had like 100 DMs being like, "Is that you?
Holy shit.
How the fuck did you end up there?"
I think he almost... Did you win? I forget. Did he win or no?
He made it very far. I think he got beat by
No,
like
yeah,
numbers.
money. Might have been
mammograms.
Oh, well.
Money.
Mammarians.
Yeah.
Yeah. And KB's back from Hawaii.
Yeah,
You have a fun time?
Yeah, it was
The-
great.
Aloha.
Fun? No.
No, yeah, fun.
Not fun.
Vacation should
Fun
be
is-
fun. They should be
yeah.
relaxing.
Your video was very funny. Your breakdown of your travel. Watch that on the
you.
Anus page if you have a chance. It was very good. Before we get to this episode, though, let's talk about Game Time. We just looked it up on the Game Time app. Tickets to the Yankees-Tigers game, you can get them at $41. That's
Steal.
fucking steal for a good team, too. And I went back, even you can find tickets to a Mets game for $6.
Oh my goodness.
That's the
That
cheapest one.
checks
I
out.
feel like that would,
Yeah.
all right. That's
The White Sox for $1 on
For
Game
$1.
Time.
$1.
That's how fucking...
At
That's
least
how bad
last
they
year.
are. Just,
No, it's $1 again. I was looking.
ooh,
Oh
do
my
they do any of
God.
those beer night things? Or are those like illegal in baseball now?
Like
the-
dollar
like
beer,
dollar
dollar dogs,
Oh,
dollar dogs. Mets game tonight.
Dollar
Yeah,
dogs?
no,
Okay.
White Sox, you can pay like $20 and go to all the games in a month or something right now.
That's crazy.
And
Wow.
the beers are cheap there too. You can get the beer bat for like $5.50.
Jesus.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna have to check out the White Sox. But did you know you can get those tickets for as cheap as $1 to the White Sox game? It's crazy. And that's right. You can do it with Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets to all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. They have flash deals for sudden discounts, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and their lowest price guarantee means that if you find the same seats for anywhere else for less, Game Time will credit you for 110% of the difference. Game Time is the best place for last-minute seats for up to 60% off your favorite events. So what are you waiting for? I'm going to get those $1 Mets Red Sox tickets tomorrow. Or that might be a short flight, but maybe I'll do the $6 Mets ones instead. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BRACKET for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. All right, first matchup. And again, we're going to say this is like, we said best. It's going to be more like easiest job you could do without qualifications.
All right, easiest.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll clarify it more as easiest. And the first matchup of the day is the number 5 seed, Air Marshal. International Air Marshal. Nothing really happens
Seems
anymore.
Incredibly difficult.
There's nothing that happens.
Wait, air traffic
Until it
controller
does.
or air marshal?
Air Marshal.
So what
How
is
is
what
that
is-
easy?
Air Marshal's the
ATC.
guy on the plane with like basically if shit
Oh,
goes down,
that's
but you
easy.
have to be
That's
willing to
easy
shoot
as fuck.
somebody.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
but
is
you
that
never
easy?
did.
You gotta be.
It's funny that the person that keeps a plane safe is called Marshall.
It's just bizarre, though, right? Like it is like there's no hijacking.
Klemmer
so-
just got.
Yeah,
I'm like a brontosaurus. You drop the rock, and an hour later he feels it. Like, it took me the longest time. Like martial law. What? Yeah,
But yeah, you don't really have to do shit. There's not really anything going on. No hijackings for a pretty long time. Fingers crossed. So not much
I don't
going
know.
on.
Be willing to kill someone. It sounds awful hard to me.
Be willing to.
I mean,
that's-
the odds. When is the last time an air marshal killed somebody on an
or
airplane?
did any.
Ever?
Miresh, would you be down to be a double agent?
Ooh. For me, the toughest part would just be knowing that I'm the only one strapped up on the plane.
And that's going up against the number 12 seed. This one was submitted a lot. I don't really think it's particularly easy, or would it be particularly fun? Sports broadcaster. I think that would be a tough job to do. I think that'd be very difficult, and I wouldn't want to do it.
You gotta be
We
able
could
to
do. We
read.
could all do that.
I think
No, there's only two that like don't get shit on constantly.
So for a week.
Like to be
You'd get. I don't think you'd make it very far. Like
You
if
hear
you're,
that god awful woman on the Orioles broadcast?
I had
Or
no
the
heard
Oakland
her.
A's broadcast. It was,
The A's have a
it was the
woman.
worst
Yeah.
home run or worst tie game of all time.
Oof.
If she can do it, we can do it.
so.
But the thing is, like, if you, sorry,
But we'll start with you, Miresh. Which one of these two do you think would be like an easier job to do for a full week without any qualifications or experience? Air marshal or sports broadcaster?
I'm gonna go air marshal.
I'm gonna go air marshal.
I think just reading that quickly, no ums. I think that could be tough.
Yeah, or no buts, no anything, knowing all the fun facts. Though they do like hold up a little sign and tell you, but it just seems like a lot. Tommy?
This is tough. I mean, I did a decent amount of sports broadcasting in college. It was fun. It's easy enough. But air marshal, I'm really chasing my Delta Sky miles right now. So if I could get a lot of Delta Sky miles, fly around, yeah, I don't think anything is going to go down. And if not, you could just pretend you're not the air marshal. Because you're like,
well, does the air
you
marshal
can
have
just,
a
that guy was the fucking air marshal.
Just pretending he's not the air marshal. Everyone's like, "Where's the air marshal?"
Oh, I don't know. Where
I mean,
is there not one on this flight? So I'm gonna.
a gun's a cheat code on a plane too. Like nobody
Yeah.
else has one.
So I'd feel safer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the air marshal.
Can I hear like a home run call from you?
I could pull up some classic smokes. I mean, you could. It takes it past the timeline, kicks it out to the right wing, now down to the block, makes a move up off the glass and in, up to something like that. That's easy.
That's
pretty good.
That wasn't a lot of excitement, though. I mean, that was not a home run.
that was the visiting
make
team.
it 8-4.
Okay, 8-4. That's fair. Klemmer?
So like, being a sports announcer is hard because to stay employed. Because if you say anything negative about the team, they'll fire you or like it just. So like, I don't think I'd last forever. I'd be like, that guy sucks, and then they would want to fire me from the broadcast. Air marshal, I'd be willing to kill someone, which I don't know if I have the chutzpah to do that. Like I don't know if I have what it takes to actually pull a trigger and.
Nobody that uses the word chutzpah can kill it.
I think that's a fair take. So I guess because of that, because I don't think I have in it to kill someone, like I don't know if I have that ability. I would have to play sports broadcaster.
If I was a terrorist, I don't think I'd believe you. if you pulled a gun on me, like I would not be. I don't think intimidated. I think you're right about that.
If I had a gun on you, wouldn't be intimidated?
I wouldn't know if it was. I don't know.
I
It's
would think
something
you're
about
just
it.
a crazy guy with a gun.
who was also hijacking the plane at the same time. You might be DB Cooper.
People would start applauding the terrorist for tackling Klemmer.
The How to Be an Air Marshal for Dummies book comes out on his phone.
What? No, I'd be the good guy.
So which one are you going to go?
Sport broadcaster.
One for sports broadcaster, Nick.
It's air marshal. I mean, how many air marshals have had their whole careers and not had to do anything?
Probably a majority.
Probably a lot.
I'm trying to look up the,
I mean,
the actions.
I mean, they've dragged drunk people off or people on drugs, but like never too dangerous of situations.
Closer to like an air bouncer at this point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it would feel cool to be like, you're kind of undercover,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
you're kind of
you're
you get
very
to play. Yeah, you get to play like spy. You have a gun on the
It's
plane.
like you're,
I'll do.
it's like
I'll
you're
do
playing
air
spy,
marshal.
but you also get to go on a vacation. Like
How do you get
have
that
no
job?
idea.
Is it
You gotta be a former
like,
cop.
CIA or former Secret
former
Service?
cop.
Yeah, so they're basically riding planes, staying overnight in different destinations, and
Yeah,
then that's
It's
it.
awesome.
They don't have to like speak. They don't have to What did any roles? Any
Not that I
duties?
know of, and like dragging drunk people off a plane if they do something crazy. Like, I
Does
guess that's
every
good.
flight
Do the
have an
flight
air marshal?
attendants even know who
That
it
would be
is?
amazing.
Not
Yeah,
every
I don't
flight,
think
I don't
everyone
think.
That would be a fun game to start playing. Spot
I've never
the air
seen
marshal.
one.
Yeah.
If you
Sure
well,
you
yeah, you
have.
probably had and don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know it.
What? I don't. Do you think like a regular
That's
Yeah.
the idea.
domestic
Yeah.
flight has?
Yeah,
That's
they
the
sit
idea.
anywhere.
They stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I think sports broadcasting would be very hard.
And you have to wear a suit. I don't want to have to do that.
So another one for Air Marshal Stephen Cheah.
Sports broadcasting for sure is very difficult because even if you like, we're assuming you're watching like an NBA game or a college game, and you know all the people and like you kind of know the terminology just from watching. But like, I think I heard an interview recently with like Ryan Rucco, who's like a pretty famous
Fordham
sports
alum
broadcaster
and a
from
friend.
Fordham, I believe, yeah. And he was saying the most exhausting time for him is calling like the women's tournament because he has to memorize all these names. And
You
Pretend to
have
be excited.
Steven, you make boards. You make big boards with every player's name and like where they are on the court, and it's the worst part of it. It's just looking up how tall and how much someone weighs and what hometown they're from. It's awful.
Right. So I imagine that'll be very difficult because you have to adapt it all in real time, and then the next game starts, you got to do the same thing. So
Does the WNBA list weights?
Oh, good question.
They do, I think.
I think so.
I feel like none of them are like at a weight where it would be mean to say it. It's not like they're like big baby Davis weight or anything like that.
I mean,
Well, a lot of
Chicago just drafted the Twin Towers. So.
Whoa.
What?
Chicago just drafted the Twin Towers, Angel Reese and the one.
Yeah,
from
but
South
she's like
Carolina.
6'4".
Oh,
Is that the nickname they're going with?
She's 220 pounds.
Yeah. But they're also like 6'4". That's not like they're not even as tall as
Yeah.
you might think they are based on that. Compared, at least compared to like the Admiral and Tim Duncan.
I feel like
I think they're tall. Really?
the South Carolina one. I think
She was.
Yeah, the
big.
South Carolina league was huge. Angel Reese is 6'3".
Angel Reese
That's
is
actually
lady.
shorter than I said.
Oh,
Okay.
Steph Curry.
Okay, next matchup is number 4 seed versus the 13 seed as Air Marshal moves on. Number 4 seed is Therapist, and that's going up against number 13 seed, not saying who submitted this one, manager of an MLB team. Someone here thinks it would be a very easy and fun job to do they said easy. They said
See,
easy.
I didn't say. Okay, so
Be a fun job to do for a week.
I taken like personally. I think I could do it for a week. Like I could just do that.
Maybe thing you can be the best at, right? Is that what we're?
I think maybe that's a better way of
I
putting it.
didn't choose that either. I just chose something that I could do without any qualifications
Yeah.
that would pay a lot of money. So
Job
I could be a major league manager for a week.
Job you could do without any qualifications for a week.
Yeah.
Let's
Eventually,
say that. Well, not say easiest.
The players wouldn't play for me very long. They wouldn't respect me or anything. But like for a week, I'm
we
sure
know
I could just
that.
fill out a lineup. Hey, undefeated motherfucker. But I could just fill out a lineup and like I could do that.
So start with you, Stephen Cheah. Which one do you think? Which one of these jobs could you do for a week without any qualifications? Well, saying that for sure is now the title we're going with. Job you could do for a week without any qualifications or experience. Therapist or manager of an MLB team.
I think therapist, just because MLB manager, like, if we're just assuming it's in like the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, or maybe football season where it's a little bit more dead, but like postseason, like every decision you make is criticized. So I think that could be a pretty difficult job. Therapist, yeah, I mean, I do not imagine that's a very difficult job.
Oh my! I
Ooh,
disagree.
KB.
I disagree. I think you could fake it for some clients, but as soon as they like start bringing up like freaky traumas, like I don't know what to say.
Well,
And it requires
how did that make you
extensive.
feel?
Yeah, but I don't want the weight of knowing that.
Yeah, that's just a heavy job. Baseball manager, if you wanted to, you could fake it. If you have the right staff who's like willing to help you fake
Yeah,
it.
you're a pitching coach and hitting coach.
First base coach,
Yeah.
third base
Yeah.
coach. Yeah.
You even have a bench
Yeah,
coach.
the new
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
so you're gonna go with the manager, baseball manager,
yeah.
Nick.
What's the biggest responsibility of the baseball manager? Taking out
Yeah.
the pitcher?
Yeah, set the
Managing the
lineup.
pitching staff. Yeah.
So it's when he starts playing poorly that everybody
he's
can
out.
see.
Then we have to build your lineup.
That's his big
too,
thing?
like-
Pretty much.
What do you mean build the? How much does the lineup shift throughout the week?
Not
Depends
very
on the
much.
team.
And honestly, there's been studies done where lineup order doesn't mean a ton.
Yeah, give me that.
We'll let the players decide.
And you get to feel cool in the uniform.
you do get to wear the uniform, unlike many other, every other manager.
That's goofy.
Wait, so do they still wear the uniform?
Yeah, a lot of the guys wear
Uniform?
windbreakers now over it. Like so.
But now they're getting hotter.
Yes.
I saw
yeah.
evolution.
It's true.
Yeah.
Gabe Kepler.
Gabe Kapler, yeah. A lot of the managers, like when I think of, like Sparky Anderson was a manager when I was a kid. He looked like no one. Tommy Lasorda, but now the managers are kind of good looking guys.
Yeah. There.
Wait, what was the rest of that sentence? You're gonna say like nobody wants.
Yeah,
to
nobody
fuck
I
wants
that
didn't.
fuck
guy?
I know. I don't. I think I was. No, I said maybe nobody. I wasn't thinking that, but nobody did want to fuck them. Except their wives. Like Jim Leland's not like a fuckable
Oh,
guy.
I disagree. He's got sex appeal.
Francona.
He's got that old
Popping those
like-
darts.
That
Yeah.
mustache.
Joe Girardi had like a weird. Nah, he's
Joe
got weird
Girardi's kind of
vibes.
hot.
Joe Girardi is not a bad
Yeah.
guy.
I actually think who's the fucking manager for it?
Joe Torre?
Yeah, Joe Torre. I think actually had
Joe
weird.
Torre.
Like Brad Austin
fuckable
is
old guy
handsome.
energy.
Joe Torre looked like my grandma.
Someone once said the ugliest woman in the world is Yogi Berra with tits.
What an astute observation. The ugliest one in the world is a man with boobs. Klemmer.
I'm gonna go MLB Manager. Just like Kyle said, like someone talking about like real abuse or something that's really dark and sad. Like I might start crying, which make me a really bad therapist because I get emotional. People start crying around me. I don't know if I can control that. I couldn't work in the medical field the same way. I get very sensitive and sad easily about stuff like that. So I would have to go Major League Manager.
We're 3-1 in favor of the manager. Tommy?
I don't know. I think both are. Therapist is a joke. That's so easy. Like it's just a girl, boy broke up with her. That's most of it. And then it's like you just gotta pretend. Oh yeah. It's now that I'm 28, I'm emotionally mature enough where I get it all. Understand all trauma.
That's big fact.
So I think I can just dish it. But I mean, yeah, being an MLB manager. Here's the thing. My thing with the managers, I bet there's a lot behind the scenes we don't know about. Like earlier in the day, just shit rant. Like
You have to have like analytics meetings where they just give you spreadsheets and stuff. You can just do what you want.
Even logistical, like when batting practice is, or I
The
don't.
manage egos too. And all
Yeah. So
I'll go with. I mean, I want to do the manager job. I'll go manager.
You'll go
Be
manager.
better than Aaron Boone.
Manager's gonna win, but Miresh?
I'm going manager. Give me the red man. Give me the big league chew. Let me just yuck it up in the bullpen with the fellas.
I would be afraid of getting hit by a foul ball in the dugout if I was
Yeah.
standing close.
Yeah. It would be fun getting ejected though. I feel like that's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
very
I
fun.
would maybe do
throwing
that
a
every night.
base.
It's
Great day.
hell yeah. Next matchup is the 8 seed versus the 9 seed. The 8 seed is being a golf caddy. I don't know if enough of golf to be a good golf caddy, so I don't think I could do it, but I mean, I'll see what you guys feel about it. And that's going up against the number 9 seed. This person said, dentist, parentheses, I know how to brush my teeth, end parentheses.
What?
So, Miresh, which one do you think you could do for a week, dentist or golf caddy?
I think I have 75% of the credentials to be a dentist, so probably got to go that. The last name is half the battle.
It is.
Yeah.
You're halfway there.
How many Dr. Klemmers have you
Dr.
met?
Patel, yeah.
Dr. Scabelli, I don't know if I...
No.
DDS?
That's like
I'm
a
getting
mob,
clients based
mob
off the last
dentist.
name. Yeah.
Tommy?
Yeah, this is tough. Obviously, I can't do dental surgery. I could do a clean, or not even the clean. Like the dentist doesn't even do the cleaning.
The dental hygienist does that.
Yeah, the
Yes.
dentist literally comes in. They look in your mouth with like the little mirror, and they go, "Everything looks good." I can do that. I think I can do that.
That seems like it's a small part of the job, though. Like, they have to do like fillings and things like that. I think
Well,
being
I
a
mean,
dentist-
hopefully it's an off week.
At least the mouth is right in front of you. Golf, someone shanks a ball far right, you got to find that for them.
Yeah.
I think I could fake dentist better than I could.
Yeah,
I don't
fake
know
caddy.
anything
honestly,
about
yeah.
golf. I mean, I'm awful at it. I mean, yeah, I could maybe say, "Oh, this club, maybe," but then he'd get mad at me. The golfer would get so mad at me, and I don't think I want that. So I'm gonna go with dentist.
2 for dentist. Klemmer?
Honestly, both of these are far harder, in my opinion, than anything we've heard so far. I'm gonna go with golf caddy because I couldn't imagine drilling someone's mouth or any of that. It seems also if someone has bad breath. Ugh. So there's a lot of problems there. On the other side, I don't know really anything about golf. I think I'd be a terrible caddy. Like you said, I'd give him the wrong club. He'd ask for advice on how to putt it. I wouldn't know what to say.
Just get it in.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Hit it in the hole.
I think I would just lie a lot. I'd be like, I think this has an uphill, upcline or incline or
Upcline.
yeah, upcline. You gotta be careful of that. So I take that, but I don't like either of these.
2-1 in favor of dentist. Nick?
Are the golfers really relying on the caddies that much?
Some of them, yeah.
They're the
Yeah, the
pros.
country club, you're asking them.
I bet you if you did a study and like gave each pro golfer a caddy who didn't know shit, like there would be no significant differences in their performance. Could be
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, because I could see those guys having like egos to like, I know better than this fucking
Yeah.
caddy.
I never.
I'm not
understood
thinking
that.
about
I'm sure they-
caddying for a pro. I'm thinking the guys are at like a golf club
Yeah, that's
caddying
kinda
for
what I
like
was thinking.
everyone else.
Oh,
that
I
would be
would-
tough.
Like caddy
Oh,
shack.
Yeah, I could
horrible at
fucking,
that.
I could be a golf caddy for like Tiger. Like he's just gonna do his own thing. But like some rich guy at a country club. Who's
That's
expecting
what
all
I
the
was
help.
talking about too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if I had to fake it for a week, which is kind of how I'm looking at it, I would just do dentist and just put off, okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
schedule you for this. We got to postpone this. You just go look at the teeth and then hang out with dental hygienists. That's
Tommy's all about that. Oh, yeah.
You about the hygienist, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, they're hot girls usually.
KB.
Nobody loves hot girls. more than Tommy.
Guilty.
Yeah.
KB.
Caddy over being a doctor.
Thank you.
2 for Caddy, 3 for dentist. Cheah.
Dude, dentists don't do shit.
Oh,
Dental assistants
all right.
and dental hygienists do everything. They
What about the surgeries? Could you fake that?
Postpone it for a week.
That's a dental.
That's not
surgeon.
doing the job, though.
Okay,
That's not doing. I don't
yeah.
like that. That's not doing the job.
Yeah.
Cheah's also like halfway there in the same vein as Miresh. He's got halfway through the battle.
Yeah.
Or quarter way, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, if Miresh is half, then you're quarter.
He was 75%.
Yeah, I'm
figured
75% because I've got the
37%.
last
Yeah,
name
fair.
too. Popular dental name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could fake being a dentist.
All right, so dentist is going to win. Next one up is number 1 seed versus 16 seed chain game. We'll do the chain game first. First chain option. I don't think this is true at all, but I just saw it and I was like, I would like to do this job. Bounty hunter. Job still exists.
Fuck
Job still
no.
exists. I think it just sounds cool.
Very hard job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does
s-
sound cool. That's a hard
sale-
job. Get thrown into a sarlacc pit.
Exactly. Sales was mentioned.
Don't laugh, Kyle.
Sarlacc. I know what a sarlacc
Yeah, you
pit
know.
is.
Sales, which someone here did for 50 years.
Close.
Yeah, something like that.
Close.
Influencer.
Really hard.
Meter maid, mailman, hotel concierge, which I like. I think that would be a pretty easy one. You could bullshit your way through that. And then last one is mook.
Oh,
So bounty hunter, sales, influencer, meter maid, mailman, hotel concierge, or mook. Cheah, which one do you want to move on from the chain game?
I feel like meter maid, just because I don't know how
you're getting screamed at.
you are, but your whole job you're just reading. Do they have time left or not? And it's usually like blinking red. I don't know how you fucked that.
Yeah, that would be the easiest.
I fucked up at work today. I got it backwards.
So I feel like that might be the easy job. You don't need any training. You just write a ticket and that's it.
So one for the meter maid, KB.
A meter maid. You could get a 7-year-old to do that.
Two for meter maid, Nick.
Yeah, meter should be lower so kids can be meter maids.
That's what I want. Yeah.
Can you run through them again?
Bounty hunter, sales, influencer, meter maid, mailman, hotel concierge, or mook.
Influencers just have to exist, right?
What?
Well, you have to post brand deals and all that. So.
But kind of people like set that shit up for you, like.
And hotel concierge, you just repeat the same thing to every guest. You circle the good restaurants on the map near
Exactly.
the hotel. Give me
Hotel
that.
concierge.
Yeah, that would be easy.
One
Yeah. And like people are excited to deal with you because they're on vacation.
People think you're very smart
You
too.
don't have
Like, oh wow, you know where all the great spots are. Wow.
They trust you. Yeah, like people. It's if you're dealing with people, I'd rather them be in a good mood than just getting a ticket
Fair.
from me.
Klemmer.
I gotta say, there's probably no job easier than or no job where you don't need skills for more than a mailman. Like it's literally the place you need to go is right on the
Harder
envelope.
than you'd think. Sorting it out in the
agree.
mailroom.
You got to get up easy.
You gotta
gotta
you
get
gotta
up
drive
early.
everywhere. You gotta drive in your seats in the other side of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but or you might be a walking mailman,
Yeah, I guess.
and you just literally just put the envelope in the box.
But don't you sort it out
yeah,
at the
the-
post
I was
office?
a-
I think you got.
I think they sort
Nah.
it for you, right?
I thought they did it themselves.
What are you saying,
but
KB?
I don't know anything about mailman.
As a former delivery driver, you'd be surprised how many addresses are impossible to
Is
find.
that all right? Maybe I'll go with meter maid then, because I was caught between the two.
Another for meter maid.
Yeah, I'll go meter maid.
Tommy.
I'm going hotel concierge. This was like one of my dream jobs growing up. Whenever I was on vacation with my parents and like you go to a new city, where should we go to a restaurant? And they have so much power in that moment. It's like whenever I'm walking in New York City and somebody asks me for directions, I get off. Like I like, oh, this is incredible.
I've
I've never got that right.
Oh, I helped multiple people
Yeah,
on
I
the
helped-
subway. I once took somebody to the wrong spot. And they
I
were
walked. I
They missed a
walked a
job
Spanish
interview.
family.
I remember that.
You
Yeah.
affected their entire life.
Oof.
Yeah, I missed a job interview. They're like, "Hey, I'm just in New York for a job interview." I was like, "Don't worry, that's my stop," because he was going down to Wall Street. I missed it too. We were in Brooklyn.
I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, I've messed up before, but it doesn't matter because it's like after the moment. Like, I'd be like, oh, where's this trip? Like, oh, it's right down there. And then I'll be like, oh, that might not have been right. But whatever. Like, in that moment, he thought I was right.
Right.
I walked a Spanish family to the subway one time because we couldn't communicate with each other due to me not speaking Spanish and them not speaking English. So I'm going to go with Hotel Concierge.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Miresh?
I am also going to go hotel concierge. I've been doing this job pro bono for Nick for now 3 years.
Yep.
Basically being
credit
a
for
hotel
that.
concierge is being a put on prince. So if you know things,
Yeah.
might as well make some money from doing it.
Do you think restaurants?
And then
What if?
And then people.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
What if someone came up to you and was like, "My handicapped son, he eats furniture. Do you have any protective shit for the
Bell-
couches?
that's a
and the
bellhop.
That's a
beds?"
bellhop. That's the front desk staff.
Oh, okay.
Do you think?
But I would find
Yeah.
a Raymore Flanagan for him to go to dinner.
Oh my God! Imagine young Stephen Cheah when they took him. They were like Bob's Discount Furniture. Holy shit! The time
My
of his
son
life.
keeps eating the windowsills. Well, we have some mustard
Mustard for you, right? I got a couple stashed away for you.
Do restaurants give the concierge like kickbacks?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have to.
Well, a lot of hotels and restaurants, I think, have deals of like.
But can you make deals on your own? Like if you just like, I'm a
probably.
concierge, like I get to eat here for free, but in exchange, I will always give you like you'll be my first suggestion.
You're
Yeah.
basically a non-cheesy promoter.
Yeah.
You're an influencer.
Oh
You're
my
a desk
God.
job promoter.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
will come to you. You don't got a
Yeah.
pamphlet.
The more, and I'm gonna have to tie break here. I'm gonna tie break in favor of concierge. You guys swayed me on that. Being because of like
Yeah,
it
it's a
not
good
only is
one.
it easy, but it is you get people like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of the meter maid where they hate your
Everyone
guts.
hates you. Yeah.
So with the concierge, and that's going up against the number 1 seed in this bracket. The most submitted option by far, gym teacher. Gym teacher. Yeah, I think that's one for a week.
Yeah. There's no
For
denying
a
that
week.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know teachers get sensitive. I don't think gym teachers would even be mad about
No,
this one.
not. And I know like 3.
Well, what if they're like all the kids in the locker room are like touching my dick?
I don't know what I would do.
That would suck.
That would
Yeah.
suck. Just hope it's not that week that you're working. So gym teacher versus concierge, starting with you, Miresh.
I mean, gym teachers get to wear shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Concierges don't.
Well, if you're behind the desk.
It's true. What do you think gym teachers do
Or it's like
between?
a
What do you
Hawaiian
think they do
resort.
between periods when they don't have like a class? They just like play basketball for like.
Hit
They
on
hang
the-
out in that
hit on the
teacher's
health
room.
teacher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they hit on the health teacher.
No,
and
they
eat
hit
sunflower
on
seeds
students typically too. At
that's
at least at my high school, that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but sometimes you got to like break up fights because you're like
Yeah.
the most athletic. I'm still going concierge.
1 for concierge. Tommy.
Yeah, I think I'm going concierge too. I think, gym teachers, especially if it's like a high school, you get a lot of testosterone in there, getting angry. And I feel like a lot of times our classes would argue with the gym teacher, like that's a bullshit call or whatever. I don't need that shit in my life. I'll go tell people where to get a nice chicken parmesan.
2 for the concierge. Klemmer.
I mean, there's proof that the gym teacher is probably the answer here because literally, if the gym teacher's sick, they just take anyone from the town to come in and do this job. It's really what they do. So I think it's got to be like.
It's a really
They do take someone from the town.
It's always somebody from the town.
Yeah.
They just go through the yellow pages till they find
it's
someone
someone
from the
answer.
town.
And I hate to say it, but it's true for all teachers. Like they literally just
It's almost like jury
they
duty.
just take a random person who's typically unemployed, who doesn't have a really good job at all, and they have that person fill in for an amount of time.
One of our most popular substitute teachers, he was a pizza delivery guy.
I know that we have this thing where unless we say really nice things about teachers, society makes us feel guilty. But like that's just a fact. So it's I guess I gotta say gym teacher here. Just have them play kickball for you. They don't even yell at you about that because like. Everyone's playing kickball, everyone's happy. So just like you don't even make calls. So just like, all right.
I think our favorite sub me and Jessica's high school is Mr. Smith, who was literally a fall down drunk. Like no one knew what his real job was. Like did not stand at drunk, just fell asleep and put on the TV card. So right now we are 3-2 in favor of concierge. Nick, or 3-1. Sorry, in favor of concierge.
No, 2-1.
Sorry,
Say what you want, but a job dealing with kids is hard. Dealing with kids,
It's a
falling,
bitch.
getting hurt, kids
Yeah.
puke.
Yeah.
Then you get them like during puberty and
Girls bleeding.
girls,
Yeah.
crying, kids spraying too much Axe. Dealing with kids makes the job harder. More stressful than circling a restaurant on
Well,
a map, saying this is good
Counterpoint, I know of a movie Concierge that had to deal with a child, and he did not have a fun time.
true.
In Home Alone 2.
But he was an asshole.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
He didn't
He
need to be
was
an
an
asshole.
asshole.
Yeah, but
He didn't trust that the kid could.
he didn't tip the bellhop. He didn't tip any. Like, he was not a
He was
particularly
doing
great
too
guest.
much. He was outkicking his coverage. Stay at your desk. Have
Bad
people
guest.
come to you.
He was a
Don't
very
go
bad guest. I
meddle.
wouldn't want to be concierge to him. Would you?
Dealing with tourists, I can't imagine is always fun. I don't
Ooh.
like they're assholes, and they all feel entitled.
Not to their
I
concierge.
don't know. They always feel entitled, but
Actually, you might be right because when I first arrive, I have the least amount of patience because I just want
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
the vacation on after a day of flying.
But you know who also doesn't
But,
have patience is 11-year-old kids.
That's also
but if they're in gym, they're happy. Usually, it's like they're playing kickball for a week.
Not the Goths.
But if
Not
they're
the
hyper
Goths.
and
Not the
like that,
Goths.
you're not playing the game you want. No. Give me hotel.
Another one for Hotel Concierge 3-1 right now. KB.
Yeah, concierge. I don't want to.
Concierge is going to win, but Cheah?
I think both of these are a little bit more. Klemmer's gym teacher argument was really strong. I feel like concierge has to be an easier job. Gym teacher. Do you guys ever have like a fat
yeah.
gym
Oh,
teacher?
yeah.
They're all mostly.
How is that possible? Like,
We didn't have a
That's
fat gym teacher.
No,
We had
didn't.
one.
We did.
I'm thinking about some of the things one of our boys put our gym teacher through.
You gonna drop some?
He's like,
Was it Carter Huffman?
Always Carter Hoffman.
I can't. Now I can't say what
Oh.
he did, but yeah, I would be in hell if I had to deal with this.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's got to be concierge.
Carter Huffman couldn't keep his boy cock in his pants.
That's what. And how do you police? Like
How do you can't
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
it
yeah.
because that means you have to look and like you're in a tough spot.
We were all like showing dick, bulge play, pulling our shorts up.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh,
What define bulge play?
just showcasing our bulges.
Never heard of bulge play?
No, I never heard of bulge play.
Touch. We would all. Yeah, it was. Oh,
We all what?
what?
What were you all doing? I thought you were-
Just perverted things. Yeah.
Hotel Concierge is going to move on before we get to the other half of the bracket. Let's hear from, ironically, BetterHelp.
11-year-old boys are so gay.
Oh, we were the gayest. Oh, it was hump. Hump was the most popular
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
word in our vocabulary.
you
Everyone was
this,
humping. Yeah.
Like, imagine that you're a gym teacher and a kid comes up to you and says, Carter was humping me. Like, what do you do?
Oh,
Carter was. Oh my god.
hump 69, like air blowjob.
Air blowjobs with the tongue in the cheek.
That was a big one.
Yeah. Oh, that would be the worst.
A lot of humping.
Hypersexual 11-year-olds for an entire day.
Like a crew of them. The bracket is brought to you by BetterHelp. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially when social gatherings picking up after the winter. We're getting into the summer. Nice days in New York City. Yesterday it was out of nowhere, like 80 degrees. It's crazy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous day.
That's for my birthday.
Yeah, it's just for Tommy's birthday. What's the right amount of socializing for you, and how do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people, or maybe you need some alone time. Therapy can give you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. I used it over COVID. Super easy, very helpful, all online. Didn't have to go to a physical office, which sucks. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and then switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/lights today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lights. All right, other half of the bracket, number 6 seed versus the 11 seed. 6 seed I like a lot, and we've mentioned it on the bracket before. The fake marketing job that all hot girls have. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they're always ringing
I was
bells.
doing something weird. Yeah.
Oh, I got to get up early. I have an email to send.
Yeah. It's always some weird job that
Yeah.
is not real. And that's going...
And there's always like a boomerang of them popping champagne in front of like an arbitrary
Yep.
number.
Beanbags, like a weird... always an office like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, what is the milestone?
There's always a mile.
What are you talking
She
about?
finally hit 15,000.
15,000 what unit? What is it?
Balloon numbers.
Yeah, there's balloon numbers. That's a great
Yeah.
point. That is always in that picture. It's like...
Yeah, they're always
And they're gold,
celebrating.
usually gold.
Big
Yeah.
round
Yeah, big
numbers.
gold balloon numbers.
I can't believe I made this. You would have.
If you would have told me on my first day, I would have got 22,000.
That's going, I think it's number 11.
They're always very
Oh, the
good.
hottest
Oh,
human
yeah.
alive. Yeah.
They take 2-hour breaks in the middle of the day to walk on like the West Side Highway. It's like that's their lunch break. It's very easy job.
And they post like an Instagram like doing work calls or something like that while they're walking down the
What
highway.
happens to that person? It's like that's what they're doing when they're in their 20s.
They do that forever.
Well, it's a gateway.
But they're
drug
not
to
like what do they do in their
influencing.
50s?
good point,
What is
yeah.
it?
Gateway drug to influencing.
But what do these people do in their 50s?
Oh, it is.
I think it's lets you move up. We don't
Yeah,
know
we'll find
yet.
out.
Yeah, we'll
All
find
right.
out. It's like,
Yeah.
Their manager is always a good-looking
Yeah.
guy that you don't
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah.
Rusty.
There's always a video of him doing the worm in the office. He's always doing the worm in the office, and the girls are going
Holy
nuts.
shit.
That dude. I hate him.
Say his name is Rusty?
No.
Nah, his name ain't Rusty. It's always
Yeah, right. The Pat Riley hair.
Oh, yeah. And that's going up against the number 11 seed. High-end painter, parentheses, art is fake, anything can be a masterpiece. Kind of agree with that, too. So the fake marketing job that every hot girl has versus being a high-end painter. Who did we end off on last time? We ended off on
Cheah.
Cheah. Cheah, you're first.
I mean the hot girl marketing, like you have to qualify for that. Like I just couldn't be that.
I think
Well, in this
Right?
case, you can. It's like you know.
In this
yeah.
case, you're on the job tomorrow.
I've always thought painter is a super easy job, like, because anything is art. You can a lot of these paintings that I've seen sell for like millions of dollars are just like splotches. Like sign me up for that. You can kind of fake that. I feel
One
like.
for the high-end painter, KB.
The marketing thing. I mean, is the painting thing real? Like, is
It's all money.
I honestly think
money
if
laundering.
I made 100 paintings, and I think I could get one of them to be a masterpiece.
but if you're actually painting something,
Well, that's
It's a
hard.
great
no.
smoke show.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
but
that.
people don't really like
people
those
don't like
paintings.
portrait
People just like
paintings. yeah.
patterns and like splot.
They don't like that
Oh.
shit.
Have you guys seen Ringo Starr's paintings that he's selling? You just have to have a name for yourself.
There's paintings that are like one dot
depends
in
on
like
who
a
you
white
are.
canvas.
Yeah, look at like Justin Pollock. We
that
just
speaks to me.
Here's
yeah.
the
Oh my
hard
God.
part about being a
But what is like
Ringo
what is the
Starr is a
defense
terrible
for that?
painter. Oh my God, these are
he does it in
awful.
Microsoft Paint, I think.
Yeah, those are terrible.
These are all
yeah, but
terrible.
the
It's
thing
not
with
good
being
at all.
like a high-end painter like that, you have to be decrepit in some way, and you have to be like so extremely liberal and outspoken about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to be really
Yeah.
annoying.
it's also true.
You have to wear a beret, obviously.
So KB thinks he could do the fake
funky.
marketing job. Can't believe you think you could hit 22,000.
Yeah.
That's bullshit if you ask me. Nick?
I think the hardest part about being a painter is convincing people that you're good or that it means something. And that's like kind of being in sales or like trying, you're kind of an influencer. You got to dress zany. You have to be outlandish. The hot marketing girls go into work and then leave.
They get sweet green for lunch.
Yep. Correct. Correct.
Oh, yeah. They love sweet green. The only thing is they have to, no, there is no thing. It's that.
It's that 1-2 for the fake marketing job. Klemmer?
They have to be enthusiastic all the time, and I would struggle with that. I think I could paint something, and I could, because I would believe it meant something. I think I could tell other people it meant something. I think I could somewhat pull that off more than I can be enthusiastic 24/7. Like the idea of like these pictures we're making fun of. Like you're right. Like there's champagne, there's confetti, it's big balloons. Like that all would annoy the fuck out of me. Like I wouldn't be able to pretend that's fun. So I'm gonna say painter.
2 for painter. 2-2 right now, Tommy.
I gotta just out of morbid curiosity find out what these girls are doing all day. This marketing job. What are they doing? It's they gotta get up early. They have a Zoom meeting. They gotta. I never you ask. So what do you do exactly? Never a good answer.
No,
Never
it's just a title. It's a title that makes no sense.
No, they always do the day in the life. There's like meeting,
Yeah.
Zoom meeting, send some
Went to the
emails,
gym.
and then
Yeah, I went to the gym at 2 p.m.
like
They make good money,
Yeah.
don't they?
it seems
Yeah.
like it.
I have to find this out.
They went to the gym at 2 p.m. and they go home to like the biggest apartment you've ever seen with floor to ceiling windows.
Usually they work from home.
That too, and it's
Yeah.
like floor to ceiling windows with like an amazing, the best view you've ever seen.
I've got to uncover
Yeah.
what the hell. It might be like
Yeah.
some pyramid scheme. So I've got to get to the bottom of this
Very
marketing
true.
thing.
Miresh.
Yep, when you paint it like that, I got to go for the marketing.
Ooh, good.
Paint it
Guess
like
good.
that.
That's nice. That was really
That's
nice.
next level.
So the fake marketing job going to move on. Next up, we have the 3 seed versus the 14 seed. Kind of like the joke we said at the beginning of this. It is weird to judge other jobs, and our job is what our job is. So we just said podcaster. maybe that can kind of be an encompassing thing for everything we do. So we'll say podcaster versus 14 seed. Someone submitted it and I just made me laugh. Bingo caller. That's another tough one to fuck up.
Yeah, you don't even have to
It's a
read.
pretty tough one to fuck up. So bingo caller versus podcaster. Miresh.
Podcaster or
All you do is call out the number.
yeah, I guess I gotta go bingo. It's super simple. It's right in front of you.
The bingo caller is hysterical. Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, you know, podcaster, you got to think of stuff to say. Maybe you have to edit it. Bingo caller, you literally just yell out the number.
Just yell out a number for a week. Klemmer.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that would prevent someone from being a bingo caller, I guess, would be like a fear of public speaking.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
guess so.
if you had that fear, you probably wouldn't be much of a podcaster either.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you got to talk into a microphone. So it's got to be bingo caller. I don't see any avenue where being a bingo caller is less difficult than being,
Or more difficult than
or
being
more
a podcaster.
difficult than
Yeah.
being a podcaster, right?
Nick.
Right?
It's podcaster. Go online, regurgitate what you see. Oh, is LeBron going to retire? Yes. No. Oh, yeah, he is. No, he's not. There we go. Bingo caller. You're dealing with old people. You have to have the patience to repeat themselves. You have to look at old people. You always have a milky substance in the corner of their mouths. Fuck that. And then they get mad when they're not winning. I don't have like them not being able to hear you and you're B2. B2. What? Fuck that. And then like they ended all with the coverall round to win 75 cents. Who fucking cares? And no, fuck that. Podcasters
3-2, 3-1 in favor of the bingo. KB.
Yeah, a bingo caller has to state something that serves a purpose. Some of the shit that I've said and it's been published is disgusting.
So 3-2 in favor of the podcast or the bingo caller. Cheah.
Yeah, podcaster, a lot easier. Nick outlined it. The clientele you have to deal with as a bingo caller is, I mean, it's not 11-year-old.
You have a 15-minute podcast where you say one thing.
Pretty easy. 15 minutes is generous. Podcast.
We're tied up, and I think based on that one little mention of the quick picks reference, yeah, I mean, I got to go podcaster. That's a tough one with all that. So podcaster's going to move on. Next, we have the number 7 seed versus the 10 seed. The 7 seed is Weatherman, which I don't know. Is there a tangible difference or any sort of difference between that and meteorologist? I don't really know.
I think
Yeah, meteorologists have to read the data. I think Weatherman just
Yes.
regurgitates,
I think they just
right?
like look pretty and read the screen, right?
Yeah, so like the Weatherman just says it, right?
I think
They
some
don't-
do
oh,
both.
They,
It depends.
yeah, they got to do the research.
a lot
Look
of
at the
the-
Doppler radar.
Do they have to do that, or does the meteorologist do that and then they just feed that to the Weatherman who reads it on?
Oh,
I feel like most of my weathermen growing up were also meteorologists.
Yeah, but then they would have a separate title for that. They would have like, "Hey, I'm meteorologist," whatever. They
Yeah.
would.
Chief
Yeah.
meteorologist.
There's definitely some weather
We had
people
Darnell
that just
Foster,
like are
legend.
regurgitating.
Yeah, Darnell was one of
Darnell Foster. I don't look that good.
Sam
Fax
Champion,
line.
legend.
Oh yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. Darnell Foster didn't even show up a single. Nobody showed up for Darnell Foster.
We
had
had Mike Haddad in New Hampshire. Mike Haddad was money.
I always forget our guy from News 12. I always forget his name. But yeah, so Weatherman, and that's going up against the number 10 seed. Finance stock thing, parentheses, buy low, sell high. Yeah, I mean, people know how to do that. So we're going to start with you, Cheah. Which one do you think would be a better job to have for a week, Weatherman or finance?
We're doing easier, not better.
Or which job you think you could do for a week without any qualifications or experience?
The finance one. I actually had an internship in college that was in one of these like finance, like kind of like boiler room-esque firms, and it was so easy. The people that were working there a lot of them were dummies. So I think that for sure. I mean, you can convince anybody if you just craft your story the way you want it about a certain stock. Like I think that's very.
Picturing a
plausible.
Wolf of Wall Street is very.
Did they want you to push Wabistics, Che? No.
No, my job was a connector. I didn't have the appropriate licenses to talk stocks on the phone, so I would just take a stack of index card leads and dial through them, and whenever I got through to the decision maker, I'd hand it off to somebody else.
That sounds like such a scheme the way you phrase it.
Connector.
KB.
You were a
totally.
connector.
KB.
Oh man, I mean, I'll take your word for it. I don't know anything about finance, but a weatherman, They have to get up at like 2:30 a.m.
Why?
For like the sixth
Nightmares.
PTSD.
Just look out the window.
I think they do. I think they have to get up
Why?
ridiculously early.
You gotta let the
That's when the weather starts.
the people
You-
commuting.
I've
what the
seen
weather-
like day in the lives of like that type of field, and they're getting
But
up.
sometimes
at
like
2,
they do the
3.
like 11 p.m.
They
broadcast.
have to be in the
Okay.
office at 4 to prep, and like
I think
five-
they-
yeah.
So my cousin is a meteorologist, and he has a schedule where I think he works like 4 days in a row for 10 to 12 hours, and then he's off for like 3 days, and that's like
I don't like
continuous
that. I don't think that'd be good.
cycle. But they always have to have somebody like on for weather.
Okay, day in the life of a broadcast meteorologist. Wake up at 1 a.m. every weekday.
What?
That's horrible.
Get to
I've
work
seen these.
at
It's
3:30
insane.
a.m. to prepare today's forecast. Look at satellite and radar data to make your own predictions.
This is horrible.
After an hour of pouring through the data, you make your first appearance on air at 4:30 a.m.
Oh, that's why. Because they're just doing the morning.
This is the worst job
If you're
in the
no,
world.
but if you're the 11 p.m. late local news, then you're not getting up at 1 a.m.
Then you're going to bed late.
Yeah. But what if you do the 6 p.m. news? Then you have a more normal schedule.
You've probably got a nice day.
What's even worse than that is they could do all that fucking work and still be wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not always right. That's the crazier part of it.
Predicting the future.
So right now we're 2 for finance. Nick?
I was going to go weatherman, particularly in a place that doesn't like Death Valley.
Hotsy totsy.
But the schedule sounds horrible. So I'm going to go with finance.
3 for
thing.
finance. Klemmer?
So I went to high school with a kid who became a weatherman. He loved weather, obsessed with weather. He'd do the weather morning reports every day. Ended up getting a job in the smallest media market in the United States, somewhere in like North Dakota. He got a job. And he couldn't deal with the fame. I guess he was like...
What?
This is a thing in small
He,
towns.
he
yeah.
would be like at the supermarket, and people like, "Oh, you got the weather report wrong," and he couldn't.
Oh, my God.
He couldn't handle it. Like, and he then worked for like the National Weather Service, so he does like behind the scenes stuff now. But yeah, the fame of being like the North Dakota weatherman broke him. So I think because of that, I got to say the other option.
Finance,
Yeah, I got to go finance.
great episode
I've
of,
seen him break a man.
Great episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm, the one where the weather guy purposely is calling the weather wrong so that
Yeah.
people won't go to the golf course.
Yes.
And he'll have tea times. So yeah. Tommy.
Yeah, I got to go with the finance one. I think it's like obviously running a hedge fund. I'm sure it'd be tough, but if you're just like an assembly line, like I think any of us could do that for a week. Like you don't got to make the calls, but just I don't know, make some spreadsheets and shit. Invest in Vanguard. It's probably gonna go up. And
Invest in S&P.
Yeah.
Miresh?
I firmly disagree. Finance guys, they got to wake up, shave their face every morning. We all got some sort of beard or stubble, except for you, Tom. You're still
no,
working
that'd be
on
no
it.
issue for me.
You gotta, be a dickhead. And you know what people care about
Yeah.
more than the weather every day? Their fucking money. Like if your stock that you tell someone like hits the shitter and then someone just lost like 100K, you're fucked.
That's a good point.
You're out of there after a week.
I would
though.
be significantly
Yeah.
more mad about losing a bunch of
Weatherman,
money.
you got to wake up at 1 in the morning. You fire off a couple takes. It's kind of like podcasting. Some of them hit, some of them don't. Pack it up, go home.
a first take debate on the weather. Like they're like, it's gonna rain. No, it's gonna be sunny. Like they're just debating whether it's gonna be.
I'm trying to think of any what job would you do that would make waking up at 1 a.m. work?
Sleep.
pro athlete. I don't.
Waking up at 1.
No.
Like I don't even know what could work. There's nothing that like no job could be worth that. I don't think, unless you're very passionate about
No.
the weather. I
Because
don't
that's
know.
not. I mean, you got to go to bed at 5 or 6.
You miss
p.m.
everything.
Yeah.
You miss
Yeah.
all the fun stuff.
Hopefully only on the weekdays though. But either way, finance is going to move on near clean sweep, and that's going up against now we have the number 2 seed versus the 15 seed. Number 2 seed is being a TikTok food reviewer, which I really like this one. I see this all the time on TikTok, and every time I see it, I'm like, I could fucking do that.
It's always
Yeah,
just
it's
good.
like-
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing. You guys have to
Yep,
try
and
it.
that's going up against number 15 seed, a porn reviewer. Someone who
Is that a thing?
Is that a
I don't know,
field?
but I saw it submitted a couple times, and I was like, fucking yeah, I guess so. So the porn reviewer versus the TikTok food reviewer. Miresh.
Oh, TikTok food reviewers got to be the easiest job in the world. They go to places that are overhyped. They eat stuff slathered in butter, and they're like, "Oh, this is to die for." Fuck, of course it is. It looks good in the video. I knew that before watching it. Like, that's got to be the easiest job. Also, no credentials.
0.
Like the Bachelor guys, like the big one in New York. What did he do? He dated hot girls on TV. Now he knows what good food is?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Damn right. That's exactly how it works. Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, also if it's like what I'd rather do for a week, it's definitely TikTok reviewer. I think watching that much porn in a week would ruin a man.
Yeah.
And having a critique, like, I don't fucking know how to have good sex.
How does that? I don't even know. I didn't look any further into it.
Oh, this guy, he didn't hit the wheelbarrow right here. Like, come on.
I don't even know how. What does a porn review look like? Because I've seen like the Pornhub comments that they'll post, and those are funny. But it's
Yeah.
not like a review. They're usually just funny.
I mean, maybe if like a big porn movie comes out, I assume there's reviews, like all movies. I
Like
don't know.
Stagnetti's Revenge or whatever,
Yeah,
the Pirate
big
Simon
tits.
one.
She had
There's
big
got to be
tits.
reviews because don't they have awards?
They
Yeah,
do,
sure,
yeah.
There's got to be
Some sort of
There must be some sort of like
technical score.
Yeah, judging it on something.
I'm going with the food. I mean, you ideally, if you're a good reviewer, you probably get a lot of the meals for free.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like having to take my phone out every time.
Yeah.
The meal that would be tough, but that's better than watching porn all the time.
2 for the TikTok food reviewer. Klemmer?
Yeah, it's food reviewer. Like porn, once you get off, is a terrible product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, especially
Like,
once
this
you
is
get-
not like it's not good. Like no one ever chooses to watch porn
It's
when
like saying food's a terrible product once you're full. Like, yeah, it's just how. Yeah.
yeah, well, but you would never choose to watch porn unless there's that one specific reason. So like the last thing you want to do is watch 40 hours of it. Like no, that actually sounds like a kind of terrible job.
Yeah. Nick?
Porn, yeah, that's disgusting.
It is.
You have to be the most like Meek Phil. I could see putting out like an in-depth porn review, like a non
All 22
porn
of it?
review. Yeah. Food reviewing, it's just they get real wide-eyed when it comes out to them. It's always like fucking the big fucking wheel of cheese that they put hot pasta on top
Always.
of. That looks always, and there's like, oh my god, for like you cheese lovers, you have to try this. And then they just say,
Yeah. Less than
yeah.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
Gas or ass boys will just go take a bite of a Dairy Queen Blizzard and be like, that's gas. And they're blowing up.
3 for the food reviewer. KB?
Definitely, that's the easiest thing in the
Food
world.
reviewer is going to win this, but.
In the world.
and, like that's everybody's first
Think
idea
about what
on-
that is.
It's
Think
also
about what that is.
like even the editing is easy. Like I have no editing ability. You just do it on your phone in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So we're all over the food review right now. Cheah, can you imagine though if you had like a
Have you guys ever put one out?
No.
TikTok food review?
Food? No.
Food review. Twitter food
I think
review.
I did like an ironic one of a Bang Energy once.
That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
I'm sure I have. I can't recall.
You should done ones of like
I'm
big
sure I
napkins.
have.
You've definitely had one of food.
Yeah, I've had to have.
It's such the baseline of content.
But I will watch it.
Yeah, watch them.
Like when there's like a story around it, like the what like Tommy, what you do with Roan and Sass,
Oh yeah.
Neighborhood Eats.
The
Neighborhood Eats.
That's different.
That was
Well,
different.
yeah, that's not
Production.
TikTok. But I mean, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what. From my perspective, those are very easy. I show up, I eat food in the
Yeah.
If there's a food review where it's a restaurant I've been to, I watch it with great focus and intent. Like for some reason, like I've been there, so therefore, like I get very excited about
If they order the wrong thing too, like
yeah, like
something
so
you don't like?
it is based on content, but it sucks me in more than it should.
Cheah, can you imagine though if there was like if Meek Phil did like a Baldy level breakdown of a porno? Look at this. This is a dude. This is what I call a dude.
Let's make it. Wait. Let's make
like
him do that.
like a full breakdown.
Yeah, make them.
That's gonna be next up. We're gonna have him do one.
Okay.
I don't really want to do that.
I don't know.
I don't
I don't really want to do that.
Yeah,
Wait, are you out on Meek
No,
Phil?
no,
I've never been hired.
no,
on Phil. No.
We were pitching a video series to him where we just like have him date a bunch of girls and try to get him laid. He's like, I don't know if that's really my scene.
Wait,
Really my thing.
his exact quote was, "I'm indifferent."
yeah.
He might be able to be the next sketch.
He
Oh, he
that's
should.
actually
Meek,
not.
Meek Phil is one of a kind. He really
He is.
should be a bigger thing.
So Cheah, would you go for the food reviewer as well? Food reviewer. Now it's time for our playoffs. First up, we have the manager of an MLB team versus an air marshal. Cheah.
I think air marshal because I feel like 99.99% of your job you don't have to do shit, and you might have like a couple moments in your whole career. Managing a baseball team, you have to make decisions every day. So
Air marshal. KB.
Yeah, I was looking it up. That it's just terrorism prevention. So When was the last terrorist
On a
attack?
plane?
I
September.
think you know.
22 and a half years ago.
No, we had that guy, the shoes, Richard
Yeah.
Reed, the shoe bomber.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Oh, there's the
There
underwear
was
bomber.
unsuccessful though, right? Like he.
Well, partly because people tackled him.
Yeah.
When was the last foiled terrorist? Yeah.
Donnie.
Well, that
Yeah,
was he was a
well,
crazy person.
Yeah, where was the air marshal
Donnie
on that
acting.
flight?
Man, that is a terrorist.
I looked it up. Only 1% of flights. have
Really?
air
Wow.
Is there a shortage, or is that just?
marshals. I
I
don't
think
know. I don't need
going
them.
back.
Probably has been so many less attacks, and airport security is like so massive. So I guess. So 2 for air marshal, Nick.
It's air marshal. You travel, you get it, get a gun. Cool.
3 for air marshal.
I don't want to be in a plane that much. Plane travel sucks. Like it's going somewhere is cool. The act of going there is not cool. It sucks. And then being a baseball manager, I'm much more comfortable deciding whether to take a picture out than whether to shoot somebody. So it's MLB Manager for me.
You would like have to if there was somebody about to kill 200 minimum people.
You'd have
wouldn't
to,
shoot
but
him?
it would be like awful feeling. To kill
I don't
somebody.
know. I think you'd feel pretty good about
Yeah.
it.
No,
Everyone would say you're a hero.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to take someone's life and stuff. That's fucked up. That's some serious stuff.
What the fuck?
Do tell.
What the? F-
Just kidding.
He's got nothing. No, I wish there was a story behind that so bad.
Jesus, yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, I got to go with the air marshal. I like flying. I mean, if you get to fly first class, hell, I'll settle for comfort plus.
But you're
or
not in. You're in
Delta.
the. You're in economy. You're an air
Do you
marshal.
know that?
They usually put you in like
They
a-
throw. They're not gonna. You think an airline's gonna give up a first class seat for you to be the fucking air
It's
marshal?
usually-
You're fucking protecting.
No, you're in the middle.
Champagne down. Time to get a terrorist.
You're in the middle seat next to
No,
Chubby
you're not in
Bubby
the middle
and
seat. You're not in.
They usually have you somewhere you have the access to the most amount of passengers.
Yeah, still, it's just that's easy. Fly around for a week, and there's a lot more scrutiny with the manager. The air marshal, literally nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
not literally.
I'd say air marshal. Imagine being like the coach of the Cubs after you just got dismantled by the Red Sox 17-0, and you got to talk to everybody about that. That shit sucks.
The post game interview would be very
That'd be tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So the air marshal's gonna move on. Up top, we have the hotel concierge versus the dentist. Miresh.
Airline marshal versus dentist.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. Hotel
Or
concierge.
sorry. Airline. Yeah. Airline concierge.
No.
Airline concierge. Hotel concierge versus dentist.
This is a tough one. These are my two.
Oh wow.
We've always said that about you.
I know. I'm going to go hotel concierge again.
Hotel
The
concierge.
case has been made. It might be the best job of all time.
Everyone likes you for the most part. You get to recommend stuff to people.
You're doing
get kickbacks.
You're getting backdoor deals for
Yeah.
restaurants, sending people places. Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, it was my dream job growing up for a reason, and I'm not backing off of that. I do think a dentist, more things could go wrong being a dentist for sure than being a hotel concierge.
Two.
Who's to say?
2 for hotel concierge.
This isn't even close. What if you were the dentist and someone ran in with needing emergency surgery? Like you couldn't do that. Like we all make jokes. You couldn't do that. Being a hotel concierge, like I said, it's kind of opened my eyes to how easy and great this job is.
Nick.
He was pretty stressed out in Grand
He
Budapest
was.
Hotel,
He
no?
was.
But I mean, there's no risk of like killing somebody. Well, there's that dentist that gave people AIDS. I'll do the hotel.
Another with the hotel. KB.
Yeah, hotel over dentist.
Hotel over dentist. Che.
Yeah, hotel concierge seems wildly.
So hotel concierge versus air marshal to go into the finals. Stephen Che.
Do a lot of people use the concierge?
I never have.
Oh, I definitely.
I have.
They do it
Not all
upon
the
check-in,
time.
like while the process
Yeah.
is happening.
Like at a
sometimes.
resort, if you go to
Okay.
like a nice resort and they have activities and stuff on site, you use them to help book that.
Okay. All right, then yeah, air marshal.
Well, that's not an option.
Well, no, that's the next matchup. Is now concierge versus air marshal.
Oh.
So you pick the air marshal over concierge.
Yes.
So 1 for the air marshal. KB.
I would have to. I think concierge because air marshal. I mean, sitting on a flight does suck, and you probably have to stay awake too.
Yep.
You couldn't nap on a long flight. I'll go concierge.
1 for the concierge. Nick.
I mean, do the pilots know there's an air marshal? Do the flight attendants know that you're the air marshal? If not, you could sleep.
Yeah, could
I
you
don't know
sleep?
how undercover they are.
If you could, if you
Where
could
was the
sleep,
air
then
marshal?
yeah.
He took a nap.
Yeah, and if you If you fucked up, nobody would know, or you wouldn't have
I
to.
don't know
deal
how
with it.
deep undercover they are. That's a
Um,
good question.
Do they have to go through
I
security?
assume no.
I think they have the like lanyards. That's like
They just get right in.
But that kind of blows your cover, though.
I think it's air marshal.
It's air marshal.
you can't go through security like with your gun.
Oh, that's true.
They probably go in a different.
Yeah,
entrance.
you're probably right.
I need
Yeah.
to look into air marshals.
Yeah, give him a deeper dive. So 2 for air marshal, 1 for concierge. Klemmer?
Don't want to kill someone. Hotel concierge.
I mean, that's so. The more you say that you don't want to kill someone, I don't believe you do want to
Yeah.
kill someone.
No, I don't
You
wanna
said
kill
so.
No, but this is the thing. That's the guy's job.
I mean, it's not his,
It's not his job. He's not an executioner.
Kind of.
He's just kind of like an air bouncer.
If no. If shit goes down that plane, you got to take someone out.
Yeah, but shit doesn't go down
I
on
mean,
planes
shoot him
anymore.
in the knee or something.
But what if he's in his like I don't know. You see that in the movies, and the guy still tries to get you. You know. And you're on a plane. Now you're gonna
zombie shit out
land.
of movies.
You can't run away from the guy. Is my point. You have to almost like.
Yeah.
Tommy.
This is tough. This is a championship level matchup for me. But I'm going with Hotel Concierge. I just love that power.
That power. And
I'd rather have the power to tell someone where to eat than to kill someone.
And you're unrecognized as a air marshal. Like no one knows who you are, what you're doing, that you're protecting them on the flight. You know,
Right, you're not
get
getting
no
any of the
honor out of
credit.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, people will leave 5-star reviews because of a concierge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want that credit. I'll put concierge.
Concierge is going into the finals. On the other side, we have podcaster versus fake marketing job that every hot girl has.
It's
Miresh.
the same thing.
It is the same thing as the guy
same
version.
job.
Battle of every date I've been on.
This is the guy and girl version of the same job,
Yeah.
basically.
I'm gonna go podcaster.
1 for the podcaster. Tommy?
Marketing. Again, it's really the curiosity. I want to know what's going down, what these numbers are, what these Zoom calls are, what these emails. They're nice chatting with you.
Yeah.
Nice chatting with you. Let's put it on the calendar for next Tuesday.
a lot of jargon too.
A lot
a lot of the
jargon.
buzzwords.
A lot of
Circle back on
circle
this.
Yeah.
KPIs.
Synergy.
I'm going with the marketing.
Working on an IPO for a company that's like already public, like it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like nothing they say makes sense.
The podcasting, as annoying as podcasts can be, the buzzwords and enthusiasm would drive you crazy.
Nick?
Yeah, go to work. I have one sentence that uses a homonym. Day's work.
Go get lunch. KB.
Podcaster next. That was my only role.
See?
Was that did you find anything else out about air marshals?
Yeah, grim.
Oh.
CNN investigation. Sleep deprived, medicated, suicidal, and armed. Wife of a federal
There
air
you go,
marshal.
guys. And you guys want to do
I mean,
this.
this seems like one guy who's had a bad go of it.
Federal air marshals are often sleep deprived, medicated, and at risk of
Jesus
suicide.
Christ.
I'm telling you guys.
Do you think that they have to
Wow.
go to the airport and just be on standby in case they're like, oh, there's a sketchy guy maybe going on?
We're gonna
that
come on
plane?
this
I
one.
will say, keep in mind, you're doing it for a
Problem.
week.
Yeah, true. Also true. So podcaster is gonna move on either way, but Cheah. Yeah.
Yeah, on podcaster, you could literally have one show a week.
Yeah, some people do. Next up, we have the number. I forget what sheet this was. The food reviewer, TikTok food reviewer versus finance. This is an easy one, but Cheah,
TikTok food reviewer. Everybody's got to eat.
everybody does have to eat. KB.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing you could do.
Honestly, a TikTok, I can't even picture
What would be the hardest part of a TikTok?
I guess
food
editing
review?
it for me.
editing and
Or
seeing.
getting the cloud.
You don't.
And getting past the point
I
of
mean,
like,
it's
I'm going to
probably
be the
hard to be
annoying
a
person
good
with the camera.
charismatic.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're considering money, you're obviously going to make more money as a finance
Yeah.
person for a week. Unless you're a really good TikTok food reviewer.
No, yeah, I'm saying it's hard to be a.
I
good
almost don't
one
even-
who has who's
Is
entertaining.
TikTok food reviewer a job?
Yeah, and to a lot of people.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of,
Is it really?
Yeah,
They make good money.
Yeah, they're huge.
All right.
Yeah.
I honestly though, like I'm trying to think of like you doing a TikTok food review, KB, and I can't even begin to.
You should do one unironic, just
Yeah.
dead ass food review.
Yes, like completely no jokes,
Yeah.
no nothing, like just like your
Okay.
legit review of like Portillo's or something. Hey guys,
Yeah.
live from Portillo. Like I don't even know how to picture it. I can't even begin to think about it.
I'm imagining like voiceover ones. Were you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, food reviewer versus finance.
It's food reviewer. It's I mean, you're doing something everybody has to do to live, and then it's always you give a good review, guys. You've got to try this.
I've never seen them say anything negative. I don't think. Not
No.
once.
I don't know. Keith Lee dished out some hate.
On which restaurant?
Oh, like the entire city of Atlanta.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the heads were coming out.
Yeah, I knew.
He's not welcome to A-Town.
I knew you were valid, big bro.
Klemmer.
Yeah, I'll go TikTok food reviewer.
TikTok food reviewer.
Yeah.
Food reviewer.
Food reviewer.
So food reviewer versus podcaster, another kind of trace, the cousins of each other. So food reviewer versus podcaster Miresh to go into the finals.
That's a tough one. I'll go food reviewer again.
One for the food reviewer.
Yeah, I think it's just more fun. Also,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think TikTok food review. I mean, especially, I do think you're probably getting free. You're just eating dinner for free.
Yeah.
That's your job, is to eat dinner for free.
Food reviewer, a podcast food review would be terrible.
I'm sure it's been done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Klemmer.
This is two sides of the same coin. I guess I'll go food reviewer.
Food reviewer, Nick.
What's his versus?
Podcaster.
Podcaster, you don't have to stand or go out of the house. You need a microphone, and then you like it's podcast.
One for podcaster. 3-1 right now, KB.
Yeah, like chewing like a steak is harder than podcasting. So I'll go podcasting.
2 for podcasting. Cheah.
I think these are the same thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
Food review, the content and the subject matter is the food. Podcasting, depending on what genre or whatever, it could be food, it could be sports, could be movies, whatever.
Good breakdown.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was solid.
but the food reviewer, like, it's typically a couple, like 2 minutes, if that. So I feel like you're editing it down, but it's shorter content. You have to put out less stuff. So
Food reviewer. Food reviewer. Going to move on, and in our finals we have, which one of these jobs do you think that you could do for a week with no experience? Food reviewer or hotel concierge?
Wow.
Cheah.
Good finals.
We did
here.
good here.
do you want to recommend the food or do you want to review the food? I would personally want to review the food, so food reviewer.
So you go one for the food reviewer. KB.
Yeah, this is a food reviewer.
Why not concierge?
You have to be professional. You have to talk to people in a professional manner. Stand up.
You have to wear a suit too, like I think someone mentioned earlier, and that's true. Nick.
I mean, the food reviewer will have to drive to the middle of nowhere to Mama's Grits Barn, and
true.
like the concierge is in a resort
Ooh.
Yeah, it might be easy.
in a nicer town, probably. No
One for concierge, 3-2 in favor of the food reviewer.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out the sanctity of the bracket flag. And to me, a TikTok food reviewer, maybe I'm just old. That's not a real job. Like a hotel concierge is a real job. It has benefits. It's a real job.
I approve this flag as the commissioner of the sanctity.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so I'm gonna like hotel concierge is a legit job. That's the answer here.
So
Well, I think it is a job. It's literally a job.
people get paid to do it.
People do
make their
make a
full-time
living off of
salary
it, but
to
you have to
review
get
food.
to a certain point.
Yeah, I mean that's like saying podcast.
Which I don't think you'd get
like
to in a week.
podcasting is not a job for 99% of people who do podcasting.
There are people that like do hotel concierges to get enough clout to become a real hotel concierge. If that's what you're saying, like you know what I mean, like that's what you have to do in the food review world. Like you need to do it until it becomes a job, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I said maybe I'm just. I said when you put this question out, hotel concierge. I didn't think of it. It's a great answer. That is why that should win.
2-2,
Hotel concierge. Dream job.
3-2 right now in favor of the concierge.
I think they're the same job almost, but
Disagree.
well, you review things and you tell people what you like to do. Like that's what a concierge does.
Very
Like
similar.
you're gonna send people places.
Yeah,
you're
except
But you don't have to
influencing
make a
people.
video.
You don't, but you also, as a food TikTok reviewer, you don't need to know like breadth of so many different places
Fair,
and
fair.
activities. You just have one thing and it's food in your local area. And for that, I think it's easier.
Ooh. Okay, so we're 3-3 right now. Fuck. All right. Pitch me. Food reviewer, I think, is the easier job. I think that's for sure an easier one.
Well, one, you have to do an 8-hour workday. I'm a
Yeah,
imagine.
I'm
The
with
other-
Klemmer. I don't know if TikTok food reviewer is enough of a job.
Like, if you saw this question in the bracket, and like you would not, at least I wouldn't think TikTok food review. I wouldn't even like cross. I think
But there-
teacher or meter maid or like a job.
There are people that like are doing TikTok food reviewers getting paid like probably significantly more than hotel concierges. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's just
If I was talking-
fraction. Sorry.
I would be way more interested if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm a meter maid," than somebody said I'm a TikTok food reviewer. I wouldn't bat an eye
Yeah.
at that. But if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm a meter maid," I don't know.
I would be.
Tough.
Also,
No, it's,
how is-
it's an interesting discussion.
I mean, a lot of people do
How is
TikTok
anybody-
food reviews, and that's not their job. They have
Yeah.
another job.
Right. I would say most people.
Yeah.
Like a giant, just said like 99% of people who do podcasting, they don't make money off it. I did it for 10 years, didn't make a dime.
What were you
Wasn't my
saying, Jay?
job.
How do people get mad at meter maids?
Oh, because you get a ticket.
The rules are literally.
I know, but
right
what if you're
next
running to your
spot.
car?
They went.
Oh, it just ended. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
have 2 seconds left.
Help me out. I'm a minute late.
Yeah. No sympathy from Cheah whatsoever. I think between these two, like I see the point in that TikTok food reviewer is like not like a job for sure. That said, if you're getting paid the amount that like a concierge is getting paid to go to a restaurant, get like a free meal or even not free, eat food and say, "Whoa, it's good," and like that's all you have to do in like a 10-minute edit on a TikTok video, I think that's easier. I think it's also better to do for a week instead of a 9 to 5 hour shift at a hotel for God knows what type of people you get. You can get the worst people, you can get the best people. It doesn't matter. Like just kind of a toss up. I think I'm gonna go with the food reviewer. I think I go TikTok food reviewer. I think it'd be an easier overall job.
Imagine being like a concierge at like a Disney resort. That would be hell.
That would be rough.
Like the,
That would be. I'm thinking of there is a step down from food reviewers. There are people who just eat.
Yeah, they just eat a mukbang.
mukbang.
Not, they
Bangers.
won't even do a mukbang.
No, they just eat.
They'll just it's them in their car eating, and it's
Luke Foods.
oh,
They
that
need
guy.
numbers.
There's a couple of these dudes. There's like they're always big dudes. There's the Nico avocado guy. There's
oh, that's a
that's
different level,
gross. But like there's the other two guys too. Fuck. There's the bigger black guy, and then there's the even bigger white guy, and
Damn
maybe
drops?
I don't know, but they all just.
familiar with any of
All
that.
And then there's also who's the guy that kind of looks like you.
Oh.
Something. Isn't he just
Weekly,
food reviewer?
weekly
Weekly report.
review, bra. Review,
report
yeah,
of the week.
review, bra.
Review,
Yeah,
review,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Like there's so many different levels to this. But yeah, so the winner is going to be the TikTok food reviewer. A couple of our honorable mentions: tour guide. I think that was actually a pretty good one. Critic, agreed. CEO. I think you could get through a week as a CEO, honestly,
Tour guide,
and
you
not
gotta
do
go,
anything.
you gotta know a bunch of random facts.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But
tour
once
guides
you know
are
them once,
once
you're
you
good
know
to go.
them, though, yeah. Someone put hooker. I don't think that's an easy job at all. A horrible job
Oh,
to have.
God, no.
That'd be
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
hardest.
Trash man. I think that's.
Oh,
like
that's a hard.
I think it's a
That's
very
a
hard.
really hard job.
Agreed.
Yeah,
One of
that's
the worst
fucked.
You
jobs
gotta be
I'd wanna
super
do,
strong
yeah.
too to pick up those things. And doing trash all day. Those guys deserve a lot of respect.
Some-
It's a hard job.
Someone put oil rig.
Another tough job.
yeah,
It's
very
a hard
tough
job.
That's gotta be
oil
hard
rig?
as fuck.
Those guys
Grilling
work their ass
oil?
off.
GM of an MLB team. Klemmer.
I said that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actor. I don't think that's easy. Well, depending on the job.
Oh,
but
I think
no.
that could be. I think I nominated that.
Real estate-
Anyone could act. You might not be good at it, but anyone can do it.
Realtor, which can also
I
be
think
easy. Can be easy.
In
Can
New
also be
York
hard.
City, so easy. Oh, here's the bathroom. Here's the bedroom.
It's
Where's my
cozy.
$5,000?
It's very easy. If you're an exclusive agent for a building, you have the easiest job in the world because like nobody can rent it out of this building unless they go through you. So it's automatic money. But like otherwise, it can be pretty difficult. Doorman. I think it also depends.
Oh,
I would love to be a
That
doorman.
was another one of my dream jobs growing up.
I would love to be a
They make
doorman.
great. They make great
Yeah.
tip. They would do pretty well.
Yeah. Secretary. I don't think that's easy.
That's not an easy job.
PR for a big company, team, or celebrity. I think that's horrible.
Oh no, I put that. That's easy. Just
That's
use a little
horrible.
fucking common sense. Like all these PR people are so bad. Like just use a little common sense. You could be way better.
Yeah, but like your job is damage control more than it
you
is
can't
helping
control what
helpful.
other people say.
Yeah.
I'll get a nice good boy. Like just a nice guy.
Night janitor. Is that you as well?
No, that wasn't me.
Who,
Wal-
that's not
was
an easy
me.
job.
Yeah, what if
Walmart
the
greeter.
fucking
Oh, like at a
artifacts start
school.
speaking in the
Yeah,
middle of the night?
I got a homie that's a night janitor at a school. He's having too much fun in there. After
Really?
Really?
sending Snapchats, doing stupid shit in this empty ass school.
And then streamer.
Streamer.
which Miresh brought
Similar
in.
to all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, very similar to the TikTok ones.
Play
But
video games.
either way, the winner is what's Rudy's new challenge he's doing?
40 years of the best game from
Game of
every
the year.
So like 1980s Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man already
1983's
now.
Pitfall. I saw.
Crazy. He's gonna take him so long.
Yeah.
Like an incredible.
He said it's gonna take him a year.
I don't know how he'll ever beat Halo 3.
Like, is he have to do it on like the hardest difficulty?
I don't know, but he's screwed.
Either way, I think even the older ones will be harder where there's no save points or checkpoints or whatever. But the winner of the episode of the bracket 105 jobs we think we could do for a week without any experience or qualifications is TikTok food reviewer. Honestly, that's a good champion.
It's a good champion.
I think we did good.
Yeah, I think it was
A
actually
little
pretty bad
sanctity.
champion.
There's a little sanctity at play here.
I think it was a terrible champion.
If it's a paying job that requires not a lot of effort and it's fun, and you get food out of it.
But I don't know if tomorrow you can get hired as a food reviewer.
Right.
Maybe not hired, but I think you'd be surprised at how many people make a living.
I would be
off it.
surprised.
Be hired
I probably-
by like
I-
the Times or like a newspaper, and then
Yeah.
you write about it. Then
Or-
it's a job.
Like a
Yeah.
food,
Yelp,
like
like whatever.
yeah, like a food critic, like in the
Yeah.
paper and stuff.
Exactly.
Then you got to write a whole like 1,000 words about this fucking restaurant.
Well, this is also we're not saying like in this week like you're just starting from the bottom of this. Like we're saying like you're being inserted into an infrastructure. Like
All right.
you're not being a hotel
Well, then, yeah,
concierge
I mean,
that has to
that's
start from the
easy.
bottom.
It's
You
a
know what
lot
I mean?
It's a lot of
Like you're being inserted into something that already exists, like something that a job where somebody already has. So food reviewer is going to win. Thank you to Miresh for joining in. Thank you to Klemmer for joining in. We'll be back next week with a new topic, but we'll see you guys then.